Have you ever finished a lesson feeling absolutely exhausted? Like you just ran a marathon? But the kids, they look like they barely woke up. If that sounds familiar, you might be suffering from sage on the stage syndrome. This is where you work harder than the students. You're the star of the show, broadcasting information while they just sit and watch. Hi everyone, I'm Nasser Musafai and welcome back to Teaching English 101 for young learners. Today, we are going to fix that. We are shifting your role from sage on the stage to the guide on the side. Now, before you panic, when I say child-centered, I don't mean letting the kids run wild or do whatever they want. It's not chaos. What I mean by that is shifting the focus. It means the children become the active constructors of their own knowledge. You're still the architect. You build the structure, but they do the heavy lifting inside that structure. Today I'm going to give you 5 super practical strategies to shift from sage on the stage to guide on the side. We will audit the classroom layout, build student agency through choice, personalize tasks so kids actually care, cut your teacher talking time, and finally, scaffold everything so even the beginners can succeed. If you're doing CELTA, TKT, or just want your student to speak more confidently, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. If I walk into your room right now, where are the eyes looking? If 20 pairs of eyes are glued to you for 90% of the lesson, that's a teacher-centered room. Practically, this means changing your sitting plan. If you're teaching 8-year-olds, move those desks from rows into pods or small groups. Why? Because children learn language through interaction, not just listening. If you're taking CELTA, examiners are specifically looking for this. They call it appropriate grouping pattern. If you lecture to 6-year-olds in rows for 40 minutes, you will struggle to pass the observation. You need to facilitate peer-to-peer work. The common fear is, Nasser, if I group them, won't I lose control? Remember, you're the architect. You set the rule before they sit down. You control the structure so they can control the task. Start small. Try setting up one horseshoe for a vocabulary review and see the difference. Once the room is set, we need to build agency. Research shows that when children have a choice, motivation skyrockets. But the trap is giving too much freedom. If you tell a 7-year-old, do whatever you want, they panic. We need to balance structure and freedom. Let's say you finish a story about animals. Instead of saying, write about it, try this. Say, you have 2 choices. Choice A, draw your favorite animal and label it. Choice B, write 3 sentences about why you like that animal. Here is the magic. You control the outcome, but they control the path. This creates a sense of ownership. They aren't doing the work because you force them. They are doing it because they choose to. This is a massive hack for behavior management. Now that they have choices, what are they actually talking about? This brings us to radical personalization. A 5-year-old does not care about textbook characters like Tom and Mary. They care about themselves, their cat, their new shoes. If your book says food vocabulary, don't just stick to the list. Ask them what they eat. Once, I discovered my class loved mango ice cream. I used mango ice cream in every sentence that week. Instant smiles, better recall. And here is a pro tip. Personalization makes differentiation easy. Think of 2 groups. Support group. For the support group, you can ask them, for example, draw your breakfast and say the words. For the challenge group, you can say, write 3 sentences about your breakfast. Everyone is working on the same topic at their own level. This is vital for exam preparation like Cambridge YLE. Examiners ask kids about their real lives. If students only memorize generic textbook sentences, they freeze. Personalization makes the language real. Now, we need to look at you. Strategy 4 is the TTT audit, teacher talking time. In many novice classrooms, the teacher does 80% of talking. We need to flip that. The biggest enemy is teacher ego. A student, for example, says, it's a blue car. The teacher says, yes, it's a blue car. Good job, a blue car. You just repeated that answer 3 times. You are stealing their airtime. Instead, try wait time. When a child answers, count to 3 in your head. Smile, nod. Then ask another student. For example, ask another student, do you agree? Also, check your instruction. Instead of explaining for 30 seconds, say, draw your breakfast. Then ask a quick instruction checking question, ICQ. Are we writing or drawing? If they say drawing, you're good. No repetition needed. This is the #1 feedback point on CELTA course. Reduce your ego and you create space for your student to shine. You might be thinking, if I stop talking and stop explaining everything, how will they understand? They are beginners. That's why we scaffold. Being child-centered doesn't mean throwing them into the deep end. It means giving them a ladder. We use the framework I do, we do, you do to help them. I do means I model the language. We do, the class practices with me. And you do step, students perform it on their own. This is scaffolding. In TKT, they specifically expect teachers to move from guided practice to independent practice. If you skip the we do, the child fails. If you stay too long on I do, they get bored. Move them up the ladder and then step back. And this is the secret. Stepping back is how you lower your TTT. You can only stop talking if you have built the scaffolding for them to talk instead. So let's have a quick recap. The 5 magic rules are change the layout, offer limited choices, personalize the tasks, reduce your TTT, and scaffold with the framework of I do, we do, you do. Here is your challenge for the next session you go to the class. In your next lesson, try the two-choice rule. After class, reflect. How did the energy shift? Did the student feel more confident? Did you feel less exhausted? Drop a comment below and tell me how it went on. In the next video, we are tackling the big one, lesson planning. I'll show you a template that saves time and builds a child-centered class automatically. Thanks for watching Teaching English 101. You're shaping futures. Keep being awesome. See you in the next one.